Hey, y'all. Listen, y'all know the holidays is coming up or just passed. We are in the holiday season, and I could not be more thrilled than my guest today. We are going to be talking all about massaging stress away, self care secrets revealed. Y'all, we're going to really get into it today with my friend Lemar Storey. I cannot wait for y'all to hear from him right after this. Lemar Storey.
Hey,
Welcome to the show, my friend.
what's up? Thank you for having me.
I
I'm
am
so
so
happy to be here.
excited. I am so excited. Listen, we go way back, like way back. We went to college together. Shout out to Berea College. Whoop whoop.
I know, right?
Berea,
Berea made some lasting connections. Like Berea was the
man.
last place I ever thought I would be, but then I'm also glad that I ended up there. You know what I mean? So Berea, I love it.
Me too. I mean,
Yeah,
I think we all had the same feeling about Berea. We're like, what is this place at? Like, and
yeah,
just I mean, it was just so interesting. But I will tell you that some of my best friends
yeah,
um are from Berea. Like, I mean, in
yeah,
you and your boys,
yeah.
y'all,
Lasting, we brothers, man.
y'all
Lasting
were brothers.
relationships. Yeah.
Yes, I love that. And then y'all went and pledged together and all that stuff,
Well, I
right?
didn't.
Oh, you
I
didn't pledge,
didn't.
okay?
No.
Because I
No.
remember that I was mad. I was like, "Ain't nobody tell me about that."
Yeah,
So
that was a whole situation.
it
Yeah.
was. So I'm
Mhm.
excited that we are still able to connect. I look on it's a beautiful thing to look on LinkedIn and like Facebook and stuff like that, and to see what everybody's doing, and especially you with your business. And we were just talking behind stage about like how business is it's real. It's
Oh
real.
yeah, especially right now in this economy, it's real.
It's real, right?
So yeah, yeah. Most
So
people are not talking about what's actually happening with this
exactly.
economy.
They
So
not.
you had to move and shake and stay abreast of everything you need to stay abreast of so you can survive.
Listen, I just went and
Yeah,
got my nails done yesterday, and I asked my the owner, I said, "How's business going?" She was like, "Terrible."
yeah, yeah.
Terrible. So but we can get into that. But first, I really do want the listeners on the Dr. Kiki Ramsey show to I want you to take a minute to introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, because we're gonna be getting into this topic, and I think it couldn't be more timely. So go ahead and introduce yourself for us.
Well, my name is Lemar Story. I do a couple of things, but I've been a massage therapist for almost 20 years now. So I think it's been 19 years, October.
Wow.
So yeah, so just imagine that, man. These hands have seen almost 20,000 bodies. So it's
Golly.
yeah, it averages out to like 1,000 people a year.
That's amazing.
So yeah, that's a lot.
That's amazing.
So but I'm also a business owner, entrepreneur, investor. Um, I own Life Touch Massage, which is a massage establishment. We have two locations right now in Birmingham, Alabama. So we have one downtown Birmingham, and then we have one on the other side of Birmingham, which is called East Lake. Birmingham. It's more on the east side of town. I also own the Olive Branch Mind and Body Suites, which is a co-working space for health and
Mm.
wellness professionals. So, like, we have a massage therapist, an esthetician, we have mental health therapist here, we have a yoga therapist, a Reiki practitioner, and we also do sound bowl meditation classes here as well.
I love
Mm.
that. Oh my
Yeah, so that kind of sums up. I'm a husband,
God.
father of three teenagers, um, and yeah, that's kind of me.
That's awesome. I love
All
it.
right.
And your wife went to school with us as well, Tiffany.
Right. Yeah, and
So,
she's a mental health therapist.
oh,
So
see, look at
yeah.
that. So y'all keeping it
Her
in the
office is also at the Olive Branch.
who is?
Her office is at the
Oh,
Olive Branch.
it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. We were just
Hmm.
talking, me and my husband last week about power couples, and so y'all are
Hmm.
your own power couple working together, and and working in the same spaces as well. So that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, and we're really trying to do some things together now to present to corporations. We actually we did like a speed dating thing with corporations. This was a couple of weeks ago. So
Oh,
we were able to pitch our new concept of bringing like the whole health and wellness aspect to corporations.
I
So merging our businesses together to bring that inside of corporations to kind of help them out with their needs, with their
Oh
employees.
my God. I know
Yeah.
that right there would be super successful. We have to
Mhm.
talk about that because the work I do is mainly in corporations. And so there may be some definite synergies there cuz
We smart enough to make it happen. Let's make it happen. We can
exactly.
do it.
We absolutely are. We're
Oh
bread
yeah.
alone. We're bria bread. So all right. So what is your superpower? What is your biggest strength?
Well, I think my superpower is the ability to actually build relationships.
Mm.
I think when people say that they're a people person, and then given the fact that I probably massaged almost 20,000 people, you get to know people very intimately,
Yes.
right? And you get to share a lot of energy with different types of people from all around the
Mhm.
world. Because a great deal of my time as a massage therapist, I worked at a resort, so it was I've seen people from everywhere,
Wow.
right? And being able to manage that and intertwine your energy with these different people now it's really easy for me to be comfortable around anybody.
I love
And
that.
I think that's my superpower. I was at a networking meeting one time, and this guy came up to me. He's like, "You don't meet no strangers, do you?" I was like,
Nope.
because everybody's energy is familiar to me. You
Mm.
know what I mean? So it doesn't matter where you come from. I can just kind of sense what type of person you are and kind of weave my way into that. You know what I mean? So
I love
I
that.
think that's my superpower.
I love it. I love it. And, 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 and it is a superpower because everybody can't connect, right?
Right.
But when you can, it makes things so much easier, makes things so much better, makes life better to me. Um,
Hmm.
so I love that. Well, let's get into it, right? We're talking about massaging the stress away because, baby, let me just tell
Have you been a little stressed?
I be noticing my shoulders up here, and I be like, oh,
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, let me drop my shoulders. And so I just went, maybe a week or no, about 2 weeks ago, and I got a massage at a
Hmm.
lovely place called Chateau Alon here
Nice.
in it's just absolutely amazing. And it was really good, but it wasn't enough.
Mm.
So, um, and so I really want to know, like, what's the connection between massage and self-care and wellness? Because a lot of times we
Ooh.
we talk about like self-care, and there's all this get some self-care and everything like that. And a lot of times people think go to the spa, but I know that everybody don't like massages per se,
Hmm.
and everybody hasn't tried a massage. So I want you to give us some information about like what's that connection between the two and why we need to actually go towards getting massages. Um, yeah.
Well, what I want to talk about really is touch. Like, it was interesting for you to say, "Yeah, I
Mm,
went to get a massage and it just wasn't enough," right?
yeah.
And so we can delve into that maybe later.
Okay.
But what I think is most important is the importance of touch,
Okay.
right? So even going back to, so I study a guy. I read a book. It's called Touch. It's by
Okay.
Dr. David Linden. He's with the I forget the name of the hospital that he works for, the John Hopkins
Oh, okay.
Hospital, right?
Yeah.
So he did a study on touch and the benefits of touch, the lack of touch, and one of the things he found was that, especially in the U.S., we tend to be really guarded when
Mm,
it comes to touch.
mm,
But how does that affect our psyche? How does that affect our levels of stress? How does that affect us, our overall well-being? So
mm.
one of the things they did a study with the United States versus France, right? And they went into cafes and studied people how often they touched. And what they found was that in America, and they compared that to the rate of violence. So
Mm.
what they found is that in America, that the rate of violence was potentially higher, and we also had less amount of touch when it comes to environments like in a cafe. In France, they're always touching each other, they're kissing, they hugging, and the rate of violence is very low there, right? Numerous studies have found that touch is the only sense that we actually cannot go without noticing some type of mental
Mm.
and some physical disabilities. So out of all of our senses, all of our senses, you
Yeah,
can live not being able to see, not being able to
yeah,
hear, taste. You
yeah.
can live a very normal life, but have missing the ability to touch or feel touch. They found that people develop slower. They develop rocking sensations, and they became more aggressive and more angry.
Wow. You
So
know
I
what?
mean, it's deep though.
No, that is
We
no,
could talk about that forever.
that's so deep because I mean, we've read about the stories about like babies who have been in orphanages who
Right.
they call people in to just hold the babies and rock the babies and stuff like that because
Hmm.
otherwise they would die. And what you just said makes me think about that, but it didn't seem as grand as what you just said. Like this is the
Yeah.
only sense that we can't go without
Well,
if we don't have
think
touch.
about this though. Like in our normal day to day, right? When you see somebody that's angry, or you're at work and somebody that's just always mad, we jokingly say, "Oh, that person, she need a man, or he need to," you
True,
know, we
true.
jokingly say that, but
We
what we're
do.
really saying is that they need some type of affectionate touch in their life,
Yes.
and sometimes that we can see when they don't have it,
Yeah.
right? And you
Yep.
can see when there's a disconnection.
Yep.
We can actually see that, and it comes off as angry, or it comes off as
Yep.
distant, or something, and that's how we jokingly say, "Oh, she just need a," what I mean. So I mean,
Right.
those are like those little typical common things that we see, right? um I've done a lot of reading about this, and so it's a little deeper, but my nephew was murdered probably about a month ago,
Oh,
or a
I'm
little
so
bit over a
sorry to
month
hear
ago,
that.
in Georgia.
Oh,
and
wow.
and at his funeral was one of the most beautiful funerals I've ever seen.
Mm.
um but he was also in a gang. He was gang
Mm.
affiliated, and at this funeral, all of his friends, his brothers, his
Mhm.
gang members were there, right? So
Mhm.
there was like a sea of red, all these young black men um crawling over his casket,
Hmm.
right? um, when they lifted his casket, got to the funeral home, they were literally falling over themselves to carry him,
Hmm.
crying.
Hmm.
Um, and there was all this symbolism and everything that they did. And his mom, um, my sister-in-law, she allowed all of it because that was his family,
Yeah.
right? So one of the things I found in my research is that um, people go out of their way to get a sense of touch and family.
Yeah.
So when you think about the gang lifestyle, the initiation process, sometimes it's you have to get beat in, right? Or
Mhm.
get beat up to get in. Well, that is a form of touch,
Mhm.
be it a negative touch.
Yeah, because I don't want that.
But some people want to feel loved in any way they can.
Yeah.
And this is the power of touch, because they also found that even when you gave a child a choice of either going to an abusive home or going to
Mhm.
a foster parent, they always chose the abusive home,
Yeah.
because that's what they were familiar with,
Yeah.
and that's what touch they received. But
Yeah.
going back to this, I delved a little bit deeper into this myself, and just looking at this from the outside looking
Mhm.
in, I was like, if you don't receive this essential element of touch at a very young age, people reach out to it, whether it's a
Mm.
positive or in a negative way.
Mm.
When you think about gangs, they have handshakes. There's a lot of camaraderie. There's a lot of hugs. In that, you're releasing a hormone called oxytocin. Right?
Yeah.
That's that feel good hormone. These people make them feel good.
Yeah.
And somewhere at home, or that base, they didn't feel good. Or
Mhm.
somewhere there was something that didn't make them feel good. So they were searching.
Yeah.
When they say looking for love in all the wrong places,
Ooh, I
you
know
know.
about it.
And you know, this, you know, I hate to use such a dramatic example, but that's something that recent that really stood out to me. I
Yeah,
was like,
no.
man, that was powerful.
I mean, I would have never looked at a situation like that from the way that you've just said it, but it absolutely makes sense. I mean, we're human beings are connected beings, right? Like we have to
Yes.
be connected, right? And I even, I do a lot of work in diversity, equity, and inclusion, and even
Hmm.
belonging, right? That goes back to a sense of connectedness, a sense of purpose, and so I do bring it back to that. And so it's so interesting that you bring all that up as we're talking about, massage and touch and wellness, because what it sounds like to me is that, it's a necessary thing that we must have, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
And so when I think about stress, right? Because I mean,
Hmm.
I'm a business owner, you're a business owner. We have so many people who are like, I can't even tell you how many people that are stressed right now that I talk
Yes.
as a positive psychologist, as an executive coach. There, everybody I talk to is stressed,
Hmm.
and a lot of that is brought up during this time of the year, right?
Yeah, the holidays. Yeah.
The holidays triggers a lot of people when it comes to stress, and and so how do you see, and what kind of like, in terms of like massage in itself and
Hmm.
touch, what would be your suggestions around this? Because I mean, I said it wasn't enough, right? what
Yeah.
what do I do, get a massage every day? I mean, that's not possible, but I
Oh
feel
yeah, we
like,
would love for you to get a massage every day.
is that even good for
We
you?
would
Like,
love for you to do that.
but is that good for you? Like, I don't even know. Like, I mean, I know when I leave a massage, I feel amazing.
Yeah.
But like, how much is too much, and how like
So
what
you
is
can
your
never get too
really?
much touch. No, you
Okay.
can't get. So the skin is the largest organ on the human body, right?
Mm,
And it's fed through touch. You know, the sun, water, but touch is primary, essential for us developing mentally and
yeah. Ooh,
physically, right? You
yeah.
can never get too much touch. So, and the reason I stem away from massage and just say
Okay.
touch
Okay.
is because anybody can do it, right?
Um,
So
okay.
you're thinking about the holidays, you're thinking about being around family and
Yes.
friends and stuff like that, right? Take those opportunities to hug. So what happens when you touch somebody? What happens when you hug
Mm,
somebody? Something I mentioned earlier. You release these what they call love hormones,
mm,
oxytocin.
mm,
It's released in the body. That's the feel good hormone. We talk about connectedness.
mhm.
It's the feeling of love and the community, right? And those are the things that we need to do during the holidays.
Mm.
Prime example, and I give you another study because I like to bring up studies
I love the research.
and I like to bring up examples. Um, so they found like when they did research on student teacher relationships, right?
Mhm.
And I don't know if you remember this. It was a teacher going viral because he had a different handshake for all the students. I
Yes,
don't know
I
if you remember
saw
this.
that. I love
Yeah.
that.
So they found that when teachers touch students, which sounds negative, and it's as soon as you say teacher touch students, you
Right,
get it like a
people are like,
negative thing,
"What?"
right? Yeah, and that's something that we need to change in our whole
Mhm.
social environment.
Mhm.
But they found that a pat on the hand or a handshake or a teacher actually coming by a student and putting his hand on the shoulder, that
Mhm.
student participated more and did better in class.
Yeah.
So that teacher that went viral, he's probably those students' favorite teacher. They're always going to remember him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how do we take that home?
Yeah.
You know, for the holidays when your family is around,
Yeah.
how do we bring that to that space to say, you know what, this is a healing space? You
Mhm.
know, and of
Mhm.
course, I think stress levels are elevated
Yeah.
because a lot of us have childhood trauma,
Yeah.
and a lot of times that when
Okay.
you're during the holidays, you're going around your family, right? And
Mhm.
some of those family members may be there that caused your childhood trauma. So there are things that we need to do to get past that, like counseling, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you're not in that space, you know, you're just around your family. Take those opportunities to engage with them. You
Yeah.
know, sit down, even if it's talking, sharing the handshake, sharing the hug. all of those things.
Yeah.
Massage never hurts though. So yeah, so y'all can always like get together and go have a spa day while you together for the
Right,
holidays.
right.
So
Yeah.
that never hurts. But
No, I
and
love
that's
that.
like the ultimate blessing of the skin is when you're able to actually sit down with a massage therapist. Since we bring it back to massage, you have a 1 hour session where this person is totally blessing your full body with
Mm-hmm.
touch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Oh my gosh. You said so many things that like kind of trigger me. So I there's these sayings like, oh, she's so lovey-dovey and those kind of
Mhm.
things. I am that way, especially when it comes to my kids, and even my
So that's
husband
your
and
love
stuff.
language?
Huh?
That's your love language? Touch?
Well, actually, you would think that, but my love language is words of affirmation. Ugh, go
Mm.
figure, right? But but I think touch is second for me, right?
Mhm.
Um, but I am like that because I want them to know that it's okay, right? And so my daughter this morning, Mackenzie Jade, honey, she had some big emotions about everything,
Yeah.
finding socks and just everything. And then my husband is he's very touchy with them as well. So he
What
just
is
came
good?
in and hugged her and
Mhm.
just let her just cry about not being able to find socks.
And that's good because you're representing to them. So what a hug do is provides comfort as well. So that's
Hmm.
what you're doing to her.
Hmm.
You know,
Yep.
a lot of people don't think like instinctually we do these things to provide comfort. Like if you bang your knee or your head on something, instinctively you do this,
Right.
right? You grab it,
Right.
right? Because your hands heal.
Hmm.
Um, and that's what we do from the gate. No one has ever told us that that's what we needed to do. It's
Right.
instinct.
Yep.
And when you have someone like my daughter was going through it this morning too. It must be something going on with the daughters today. My daughter's 17. I was like, look,
It don't
she's like,
never
I'm gonna be
end.
late. I'm gonna be late to school this morning. I'm like, okay. Like,
It's just like, listen, this is what it's gonna be.
yeah, this is what it's gonna be because I stayed up late and when I left, she was still in the bed. I was like, well, but I can't complain. She's an A student,
That's good.
and I really stress to her not to stress too much.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
probably shouldn't tell her because who was this? It was one of our professors at Berea. I think it was Cleo. You remember Cleo?
Yeah, of course.
He was like, nobody wants to hire an A student.
I didn't say that.
He said a C student is good. He's like, it shows that you're balanced. You're well balanced.
Ooh.
I actually told my daughter that because my daughter has like a 4 point something, right?
Oh,
But
wow.
sometimes she stresses herself out trying to be perfect,
Yeah. Yeah.
like trying to make all A's.
Yeah.
I was a C student at best.
I,
So
I
it was like,
listen. I was a C student at.
hmm,
Yeah, I think I was a C or B student at Berea. But look at us now. We okay.
yeah,
We turned out
exactly.
just fine.
That's exactly what I was trying to tell her.
We turned out just fine. Um,
Exactly.
No, I love that you when you talk about touch and you're like, okay, massage is just a form of touch, right?
Right.
But I think the what I'm hearing you say is that massage is a form of touch and you can get that all the time. I mean, there's never too much, but don't forget about the other ways in which we can touch, and just be in connection with each other. And and that makes me think about, okay, so it's not just that, it's the touch can also help relieve the stress because sometimes we
Yes.
need that, especially around these holidays,
Hmm.
with family. And so in terms of like other touch, right? Not
Hmm.
just massage, but in terms of like us going to our family members, I know a lot of us are visiting family and stuff like that. And you mentioned us having trauma because Lord knows we still have all of that. But do you suggest like just hugs or handshakes or just like,
So let me tell you, for Thanksgiving. So even prior to Thanksgiving, we had family over my house for Thanksgiving. But prior
mhm,
to that, we had my niece was in town, so all the nieces and my brother-in-law and sister-in-laws, all of them came to our house, and we had like a pre-Thanksgiving before the Thanksgiving, right? And so what I did, and they brought all their kids. It was a whole bunch of people.
Mm,
So I took the time to, I wanted the kids to know me.
mm.
So I showed them the family handshake. I have a handshake that I do with just my kids.
Okay. Yep.
So, and I showed them the family handshake, and I showed all of them the family handshake. But
Wow.
there was my also my avenue of touching them, so that
Yeah.
they can remember who I am. Because sometimes, they little kids, they don't, they see you, but they remember. Because one of my little nephew, well, my niece's sons, I only had met him once prior to that. But when he came back to the house, he remembered who I was, and he remembered the handshake.
I
So, but those little simple things, playing games,
love
doing
that.
things like that with your family members. Of course, you
Yeah.
got the adult games, you got the kid games.
Mhm.
Any of those things you could do to decrease stress,
Yeah.
one, but also build a sense of community and show love to one another. So those are other ways that you can kind of like reach out and express love and touch to each
I love that.
other.
I was I wasn't feeling well yesterday. Something was going on with my throat, and so I didn't even get up out of the bed. Normally I get up, get the kids breakfast, get their lunch.
Hmm.
My husband takes them to school, and I go down and we have our little handshake in the car. And so when I went to pick the kids up, they were like, "You didn't even come down to do our handshake." Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, "You're right," and they noticed that, and that's something that's important to them, that they can take with them and be like, this is something that we have with my
Hmm.
mom, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I love
Exactly.
that. I love that. So so tell us, about how, so if we bring it back to massage, because we're
Yeah.
almost out of time, like how
Out
can
of time already.
I know I told you
I got a whole hour.
I already told you it's gonna go by really quick, right? Um, but I know that, like you said, so we understand touch. We understand that some people might not necessarily like massage per se. Do you
Yeah.
recommend it for everybody? And if so, how can a person make that experience the best experience that they can have?
So I do recommend massage therapy for everybody. Get with somebody you can trust. I would typically say don't try to Google a therapist,
Mm,
but actually talk to someone that you know who's been to a massage therapist. Get a recommendation from someone.
okay.
You want to get with somebody you trust, because some people do have trauma. Some people don't want to be re-traumatized, and then you want to be comfortable. All
Yeah.
right. And one of the ways to make the best out of your massage sessions when you start going, don't wear makeup, don't wear wigs, don't wear jewelry. I
Mm.
mean, we get some people come in like they going to the club. I'm like, where you going?
Ah, take this off.
I mean, they got on makeup, earrings, a whole bunch of jewelry, fancy shoes, dress as comfortable as possible. All
Hmm.
right,
Okay.
come as you are, come comfortable. I've had people had eyelashes and then want to put their face in a face rest and literally held their head up doing a massage. I was like,
No, are you for real?
I am dead
You have
serious.
to be so
I was
uncomfortable.
like, you wasting your money right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, come comfortable. Try not to drink coffee before your
Yeah,
massage.
yeah.
Maybe you want to drink some tea, something that will settle the nervous system
Mhm,
instead of
mhm.
getting it, be all,
Yeah,
energized.
yeah,
But take those moments, and if you can come early, do that as well.
yeah.
Come early, get relaxed before you come in to get your session.
I love that.
But yeah, that's and also make it a regular part of your wellness routine.
Yeah.
So that's how you get the best out of it. I mean, we get people that come for birthdays and
Mhm,
anniversaries.
mhm, mhm.
It's okay, but honestly, if you want to see the true benefits of massage, you need to come on a regular basis.
I love that you just gave us those tips, because I can see myself in some of them, not the eyelashes part, but I
Hmm.
be running late sometimes. And then that's just like me getting like, I'm not like settled. And so I think that that is, super important. I would normally come in like clothes that are like comfortable and stuff like that. But I think these are all important to understand, because when
Yeah.
you don't want to waste your money if you're gonna do this, and you want it to be something that is regular. The problem that I have, however,
Hmm. What's up? What's your
and then
problem?
I talk too much. And so by the
You
time
talk.
I do listen, so here's what
Mhm.
happens. By the time I will, because you said get somebody you like and everything like that. But I've had it happen to me like maybe 2 or 3 times, and I've had to switch therapists because
Mhm.
I tell them what I do, and then they want to talk to me throughout the massage, and I don't want to talk.
Mm.
But
But
I
be transparent. I think one of the things that
hard.
so a lot of us are trained to go
Mm,
with the flow of the client.
okay.
So if you're a talker and you come in, I don't want to not talk to you back,
Yes.
right? So because sometimes that's therapeutic for you,
Yes.
right? Because this is your time. But if you don't want to talk, I would suggest not talking,
Yes.
right? So it's like, and you could say at the session, hey, you know, um, I just really want to relax today.
Mm-hmm. True.
Tell your therapist that.
Okay.
So if you know your therapist is a talker, but you really enjoy their therapy, but you
Mm-hmm.
don't want the talking, say, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I really want to relax today.
Okay. Okay. That's a good
And then
one.
if they continue talking, they just say, hey, you know what? Maybe this ain't gonna work between us. So and find you another therapist.
Right. Yes.
But it's best to be as transparent as possible. Like,
Okay.
look, when I come in, I'm already talked out. I want to just relax.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
because you talk all day. That's what you do for your job.
This is what I do for a living, and I'll be tired. I just
Mm.
want to, because most of the time I fall asleep if I'm not talking. Um,
Hmm.
I'll fall asleep. Is that okay? To like, am I still getting
Oh,
benefits
yes.
out of it if I fall asleep? Because I
Listen,
fall asleep.
li- listen. So they say 1 hour massage is equitable to 8 hours of sleep. But
Really?
that's
I did not
only
know
if
that.
you, yeah, that's only if you allow yourself to relax.
Hold up,
You
hold
have
up,
to be
hold
in
up.
a relaxed
One
state.
hour massage is equal to 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah. How did they determine that? I have no idea. But that's the
Oh
research.
my God.
But that's if you allow yourself to relax. So actually, especially for people like you, entrepreneurs and business owners, that's the cheat code. Massage therapy is the cheat code because you know
Right.
we lack in sleep. So go get you an
Okay.
hour massage, right?
Oh
But
man.
yes, I go to sleep. I give my therapist probably 5 minutes of conversation and I'm gone. So
I,
after that, I'm asleep.
I love it. I love it. Now, before we go, I want to ask you, right? Because there's a lot of different massage establishments that do like um memberships and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And I know, like, I was with one, and I in the pandemic hit, I didn't go as often, and so I had like a cajillion left and all that kind of stuff. But do you all offer memberships, and do you suggest people get memberships to stay consistent, or what are your suggestions on
I
that?
think memberships hold you accountable. We stopped doing the memberships when the pandemic hit. Actually, we used to do
Oh,
memberships. And really, I stopped because I had people comparing me, our establishment, to say like a massage envy or something,
oh,
right?
okay, yeah, mm-hmm.
And we're not them.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the business model may work for them because they have multiple franchises.
Yeah,
So if you can't go to this one, I'm a small business. That business model didn't work for me.
gotcha,
And plus, I pay my therapist way more than those therapists make. And
gotcha.
so, I try to have a consistent team of well-trained therapists
Mm-hmm.
and not have to keep transitioning. So that model didn't work for me. And plus, I'm a massage therapist, so I have some of the people who own these franchises. Not everybody, but they may not be. They might just be entrepreneurs, and they're not looking at how much the therapists make or how many
Mm-hmm.
massages they're doing in a day. Make sure that they're not overworking themselves. They may not be looking at that, and whereas I do. So, but I don't. If you can get a membership and it works for you, great.
Yeah.
I say find you a great therapist. Um, we offer packages,
Right.
so we
Okay.
offer discount if you buy like a bundle up front.
Okay.
But that also keeps you accountable as well.
Okay. I,
But the value has to be there. I'm all about, if it's I'll pay for what I want as long
yeah.
as the value is there.
That's normal. Most people
Right.
will.
Yeah.
Most people
So
will.
don't cheat yourself. Don't cheat yourself just because it's a membership and it's cheap. Yeah. But if the value is not there,
Hmm.
then you don't want to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my goodness, this was good. I got some tips. I'm gonna figure this thing out about regular because I canceled that one. I just
So let me ask you this: what is your challenge in getting massages on a regular basis?
time. And that's and so I'm rectifying that, right? It's for
Mhm.
me it's time. Um just putting it in to a regular schedule. And because some days some weeks I just have too much on my schedule. So I'm trying to rectify that
Mhm.
issue now so that I can put it in. Because if I feel like if I am the owner of my time, I should be able to put what I need to in my schedule. And so
Yeah.
as the owner of my time, I'm trying to do that. That's really the only thing
Mhm.
that's keeping me from doing it regularly like I used to.
Yeah. And one suggestion too is, once you find a great therapist, there are also therapists that will come to your home, so they can kind
Yeah.
of interweave into your time. So I know
Yes,
you work from home mostly.
I do. I do.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, after this, if you have another interview, if you got a couple hours break, that could be that time.
Yeah,
For that therapist.
I've never done that, but my sisters told me about that, and she had somebody come
Mhm.
to her house. I always wonder, I'm like, can I get as comfortable as I relax as much as I do if I'm at another establishment? I'm pretty
You
sure.
may be more relaxed because you're in
Mm,
your own environment.
mm,
Um, Sometimes when you have to travel,
yeah,
like you have to travel to get, you might have to fight traffic into wherever you need to
true,
get to. And
true,
after your massage, you have to fight traffic to get back home. Or if
true.
you're trying to hurry up and get back home. But when you're already at home, you know what I mean? You get on the
Yeah,
table, you get off the table, the therapist leave, and you're like at peace. And you can
because
go right to sleep if you want to. So,
which I would want to, right? Because
mhm,
so they bring their own stuff, like a traveling
yeah.
masseuse brings their own table and all that kind
Hmm.
of stuff. Okay, I'm
Hmm.
gonna have to look into this. So where would I find that person at? Where would we find?
I always tell people to ask first.
Okay,
Ask your network who they
okay,
use. Because I'm sure you have someone in your network who uses a mobile therapist. And you're in Georgia.
I
So
am.
there's a ton.
Okay.
But I would tell you to I think I may even know one in Georgia. But I will always say,
No.
hey, ask your network who they trust, somebody they trust that's professional, is going to come
Yes.
and do a great job, and then go from there.
Okay. I love it. Y'all heard it. Let's find us a mobile massage
and
therapist.
and be prepared to pay that. That is a VIP service. So
Mhm.
some people are like, oh my God, they charge this much to come to your house. I'm like, they're coming to your house. Like
Exactly.
they're packing up all of their stuff, coming to your house, giving
Mhm.
you a session, and leaving. So
Right.
they, even though you're getting an hour massage, they're probably spending about 3 hours just to get to
To get
you.
there.
So
Yeah.
be prepared to pay for that. But as long as the value is there, then
Yeah.
I say
Yeah.
go for
I mean, I value people for,
it. Hmm.
for their services. I mean, because, we always want to be valued. So you got to
Oh
value,
yeah.
you want to be valued.
Oh yeah,
Um,
most definitely.
and the price, as they say, the price is the price.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Man, thank you.
I
Thank you for
mean,
for having me. I appreciate
listen,
that.
I know. So tell everybody where you're at. So if y'all are in Birmingham, unfortunately, he in Birmingham. Um,
We'll travel though. You just in Georgia. You ain't too far away.
this is true. This is true.
Uh,
But tell everybody what's going on with you and where you at so that they can check you out.
so I'm in Birmingham, Alabama. On Instagram, you can follow us at Life Touch AL. It's Life Touch Massage on Facebook. There was a guy in Georgia using the same name,
Really?
Life Touch Massage. Yeah, so I believe we've gotten him to take everything down now because a lot of
Hmm.
people are getting him confused because we own the rights to that name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's another thing. Some people will just start a business and name it whatever and just put it on
Ye-
Facebook.
Yep.
Um, but so don't get it confused with him.
Okay.
So we are Life Touch Massage. So what we're doing, like I spoke about earlier, we're actually doing a lot of corporate chair massage. So we're going into corporations. We're doing letting employers know about the benefits of corporate chair massage for their employees,
I
right?
love that.
And we're now partnering with Story House Counseling and Consulting to add the mental health piece for that as well.
Okay.
We also have the Olive Branch Mind and Body Suites where we offer memberships. One of the reasons we created the Olive Branch was so that businesses can start with very low overhead. So
Mm,
literally for under $100 a month, you can have a space, a mailbox, an official commercial mailing address, and
mm,
a space to see your clients. And you only pay an hourly fee, or you can pay by the day. Um, have access to a beautiful space,
I love that.
and not only the beautiful space, but the collaboration from all the people in the space.
Yeah.
So you think about mental health, you think about yoga, you think about massage. We wanted to create a space where when you take a mental health day, you don't have to go to one space, and that's to the Olive Branch, and you can come to us and get all of your needs met in one space.
I love that. Oh my God. Look at so many good things. I am so First of all, I am proud of you. I'm just honored that I got to say we went to school together, and you're doing so many amazing things. And so, y'all go ahead if you're in the Birmingham, Alabama area. Please look Lemar and Life Touch Massage up in the Olive Branch because I know that you will be blessed. If you are a woman who is looking for a community, we look forward to you joining us and the Happy Women Lead community. Just go to kikiramsey.com. And y'all know what we say. You have the ability to create your own happiness. So go out there and make it happen. All right, y'all.
Make it happen.
Peace.
Peace.